I've been reflecting a lot regarding my life, and I'm going to talk about a few things right now that is very, very important for me to talk about. Right now, I feel a lot of emotions. I'm very, very upset with reality or the world around me or the way I'm relating to the world around me. Circumstances, experiences, all these things. I had an issue today with my manager who lacks a lot of communication skills, lacks a self-awareness, lacks truly managerial competence that's needed to do the role, but somehow has achieved the success she has. And a lot of the times when I look into some of these companies and organizations and the people that they have in these roles, I try to how does a person manage to get that successful when they are obviously poor character? You don't know, if you don't even know how to talk to people, irritation, agitation, being annoyed, all those things are normal human emotions or experiences. You're not going to always be 100% happy, okay, non-irritable with everybody, everything, it's just not possible. Now, there is a way where you can train yourself and where you have less experiences, and then during the time that you do have them, because they're going to come up regardless, you better manage them. And so for me, this one completely caught me off guard, which was its intention, obviously, but I just wasn't fucking with it. It just pissed me off. My issue wasn't with the actual concern. It was with the way that the concern was being brought upon me, in a way that was, you're trying to make me more responsible instead of you accepting that y'all have allowed me to quote unquote get away with something that is not within your normal code or process and procedure. Therefore, you're now obligated to hold a standard that you somehow just feel like, I don't know. I can't really just go read into them. I talk about this a lot. I try not to read into the minds of other people and how they process and think too much, because sometimes you're just not gonna, you're not them. You're not gonna understand it to that capacity. But one of the things that this experience just made me feel was like honestly, I don't have an issue with the wardrobe. Okay, so basically I was not in dress code, which is fine. I just feel like if you have a concern about someone's physical appearance as their boss, there's a time and a place. At the beginning of their shift, it's just counterproductive. And then backsliding on a regulation is not acceptable when you're trying to hold a standard, and or because basically you coming at me aggressively and you're being condescending and you're saying, hey, has anyone not told you anything about your pants? Because we can't wear those type of pants. Yada, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, fine. Yes, ma'am. No, obviously someone has not told me about my pants because I am a capable adult, and it had someone mentioned that I was out of dress code previously. I don't think that I will continuously be out of dress code, risking my employment, etc., etc. So I feel like as a manager, addressing me in that way was rude, was not professional, was not the right mode of engagement. First of all, good morning, how are you? How's your, like, hey. And then again, because this is a concern with policy and procedure, you don't just out in the opening, customers going by, other workers are there, take someone to the side, call them into the office privately and talk about their dress code, because those type of things are a sensitive subject, and you don't know the emotional damage or the circumstances that a person is in to contribute to why they may or may not be appearing according to your policy. So again, with the situation, it just took me off guard, and I couldn't even articulate or communicate fully what I wanted to say, because that's not the type of person. I realize when I struggle to explain myself, it's not because what I'm saying isn't making sense, but it quite literally, like, the level, that is their level of understanding. People won't understand you because they can't. And you can take it however you take it, but it's the reality. Some people don't have the capacity to understand you, and sometimes you will be communicating something, and honestly, you hear yourself, you're like, this sounds so not how I talk normally. I'm very much being like gaslit, manipulated, and you can tell when that's happening. And for me, I just disengage. Like, I'm not giving you that power. Like, it's not that deep for me. And so it just made me so angry that people just feel like they just have to bother me. Like, I can't just try to have a life for real. Like, every fucking step of my fucking journey has been me trying to survive other people's bullshit and perception and manage other people's limited and restrictive ass lives. Like, I don't even see what they see, and I wish I did, because maybe I would have a lot more boundaries. Maybe I would have a lot more trust, a lot more sureness, a lot more confidence in what the fuck is happening for my life, because it is exhausting as fuck to be just hated or disliked or just imposed for no reason. Like, why? For what? There's literally absolutely nothing wrong. And I get it, dress code is dress code, but really, bro, like, you just have to be that manager. Okay, cool. Okay, let's say if you do just have to be that manager, there is a way to be even that manager. At least do it in the most productive way. At least do it in the most, like, conflict avoidant way. And I'm not saying conflict avoidant because a lot of people like to say that's a negative thing, but honestly, no, the fuck it's not. You peep game and you don't want to deal with the bullshit. Why in the hell do you think that? How entitled do a motherfucker gotta be for them to really fucking think that they're entitled to being received, like, at any capacity, and especially when it's conflictuous or negative or, causing disconnect. Like, you have to really think about the mind of a person who actually believes that is proper engagement, that people should be okay with being argumentative and be okay with aggression, and be okay with volatileness, and be okay with just nasty bitterness, with jealousy, envious. Like, there's no reason. And then, like I said, okay, I'm at a dress code, fine. Miss Russ, can we have a conversation? Okay, yes, ma'am. Are you aware that when you first got hired, you signed a dress code policy that said that these type of clothing items were not acceptable at the workplace? Okay, no, ma'am. Okay, well, okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead and refresh your memory. Here is our dress code policy and procedure. This was a document given to you at the beginning of your hiring. It does indicate the type of garments that you can and cannot wear. This item that you currently have on is not within standard policy procedure. Typically, we're going to ask that you leave the workplace and return to work when you have the proper dress code. When she said that I will have to leave work to have the proper dress code, I said, hey, I would then say, yes, I understand your policy and procedure. I understand that I am not in the correct dress code. I was not made aware of this previously outside of that document, but I was not, I did not fully, I didn't understand the scope of the restrictions. So, like I said, not like I said, but okay, going forward, I will make sure to be in dress code. However, in the event that policy requires me to have to leave shift right now to change, I will not be able to return to shift today, because that will then be an inconvenience to me. So if I leave my shift today, I won't be returning. And I understand your policy and procedure requires me to be in dress code, and you can't allow me to stay in this dress code for this shift. So, like I said, I don't mind leaving, going home. Just understand that I won't be returning today for a shift. If it's outside of my capacity. And so, because she realized that it wasn't going to go how she wanted it to go, she wasn't just going to be able to handle me every which way. She goes to say, well, are you gonna is that permanently? Are you not able to come to any more shifts, or when will you be able to get pants? I say during the next pay period. Why during the next pay period? Well, because I've been wearing these clothing since I've been working here. So in order for me to make an adjustment, I will need reasonable time and accommodation to do just that. Well, when is your next shift? So are you saying you're not going to be able to? Yes, ma'am. If this apparel that I've been wearing for the last 3 weeks is not within your standard, then I'm going to need at least 1 week, which is the pay period's time frame, to adjust to the changes, because now you just want to implement your shit. You just want to implement your rules and regulations. You don't care how they impact my life. You don't care that I may be financially in a place where I can't afford a certain type of garment. Or maybe, like I said, the pants I've been wearing, I thought they would be okay. And I did. And no one made me aware that they wouldn't be okay, you know? So, so it just makes me angry because I don't understand it. It's like I'm playing Tetris with the universe to maintain my energy and my frequency and not allow other people to dictate my shit. But also at the same time, I keep making the choices and decisions that I know that I am beyond. I keep avoiding the red flags because I don't trust myself. I don't believe in myself. I don't love myself at the capacity that I fully heal or forgive. And you know, like I say, you know how you know you have you got your dirty laundry. So it's like, I'm not gonna judge other people. I'm not going to hold other people accountable when I've done the same thing or I've done something flawed too. But no, your shortcomings don't validate the shortcomings of others. You are going to be held accountable for your life actions. Karma is going to hold you accountable. Life is going to hand you your shit. So, and other people are too. It's like when you hurt somebody, when you misuse somebody, when you rub someone the wrong way, whatever it is, they respond according to how they want to. So what's the difference between you? Why is it that when you make a decision to respond a certain way, thank you. He came all the way back just to open the door for me. I was finna get irritated because I'm like, what are you doing? But then I had to think about it like, this is honestly the type of treatment you deserve from everybody. Don't get mad at this man for wanting to be a man. Like, appreciate him, because there are very few men who still even desire to hold the door open. So it's like, let that man be a man, girl. But at the same time, it be the intent. You know, it be like it still be that driving factor, because I've had so much chivalry, so much sweetness, and it's like, why? But why? You know, that's just that underlying factor. Yes, it's that, you know, you deserve it, but at the same time, some people be at a deficit, and catering to you is more of a benefit to them than it is to you. Yeah, I really want a smoothie or something. I'm finna try it. White Russian game leaf. But yeah. So as I'm reflecting on how I felt about this situation, it brought up other stuff. Like, I've been in and out of sleep all day because I'm a stoner and I get high as fuck. But or I'm an addict and whatever. I'll be damn near getting myself, whatever you call it. It's like a weed coma or something. When you smoke so much more than your body can actually, like, you go to sleep. I think that's what I do all the time, but don't even realize it. And wonder why I be having so much psychosis and bullshit happening to me. But anywho, it started making me process. Cause I've been waiting on my mama all day. I want not just because I wanted to like use her car and stuff, go get some fruit, go shopping, etc. But because I just be wanting to lay my eyes on her, you know, like. And then I started getting anxious and irritated like a kid. Like, she ain't came home yet. She ain't checked on us yet. Which I'm grown, so it's so much that goes into that. But, like, I've been living with my mama for months. And I'm trying to figure out the pattern between what I noticed about living with her and living with my dad. And what I realized is that when there's no personal, like, governance, yeah, I just got wet up. But yeah, when there's no personal, like, I don't know, y'all, but all I know is that it brought up this heavy resentment, this anger, this frustration of like, bitch, where are you? You're never present. You're never here. You are all fluff. You're always talking about how much you're here and we can rely on you, but every chance that I've had and I've done that, you failed me. And then you sit here and look baffled and confused and question why the hell your children the way they are. No, thank you. And it's like, it just draws me into a very deep anger, a very deep resentment, and a desire to get the fuck away by any and every means necessary. Like, there is nothing that any of the things that I currently do or have done, and that's what the last 4 years have been teaching me, that I'm not going to build where I've been broken, where I have fully manifested in front of those who broke me. Not only have I shown people that you can still have a whole life, you can still have a healthy life, you can still have a new life each and every day. I've subjected myself to lack, to less, to not having what I say other people can have, just to show them that I'm willing to suffer until they get it, as if suffering ever afforded me anything. Ew. It's like I healed from your abuse and you saw me, but because you didn't acknowledge me and come along with me, which is very corrupt of me to desire. Not that it's wrong for me to desire love, support, companionship, but I don't give a fuck who you is. Family, friend, cousin, brother, uncle, sister. When you have done the type of harm, the type of betrayal that exists in some of our families, you have to be willing to accept retribution. You have to be willing to accept what your actions really warrant. And you can't be mad at those who finally get to a point in their life where they fully accept the necessary actions required to overcome the restrictions placed onto them unfairly, unjustly. I never asked for this shit. I never I am in so much pain, so much anger, so much resentment, because decision after decision, indecision after indecision, you motherfuckers could have been on top of the world, but you chose to be slavers. You chose to do what was done unto you. You chose to do what was done unto you with no regard to the implications. You didn't care that you will receive what you dished out tenfold. The immediate gratification that you got from hurting innocent life somehow surpassed any reason, moral. It's unfathomable, some of the things that I know has happened to me, but my spirit won't even allow me to connect to them in that way, because there's a show that I've been rewatching, because there's an episode in this show where a woman undergoes a very powerful woman undergoes a very intense traumatic experience, and it blocks her up from her magical gifts, meaning not only is she not herself not able to tap into her magic and flourish and be who she is wholeheartedly, but other people don't trust or see her to be that thing at all. They don't see her possessing the magic. They don't treat her as if she's this powerful magician that she knows she is. And she gets into what one would call the dark side of things, just to be embraced, just so she could learn how to utilize or tap into her gifts. And even though it seems like further detriment, it is all of these things that lead to the unfolding and the complete acceptance and emerging of who she is, and just like her being a vital part in the storyline. And it's giving twin flame energy now that I think about the two characters, how they both individually are like the main character due to the uniqueness of the roles they play in each other's lives in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I just like don't fuck with my family. Not like, it ain't even on no woe is me, you this way. It's like some of this shit is real life embarrassing. It's low vibrational. It's unethical. It's just like, how in the hell have y'all managed to exist and be okay with life like this? Like, has no one ever like just like made you feel like you needed to change your fucking shit because it's fucking stinking? Like, when I look at my family, both sides of my family, all I see is bloodlines where people have dropped the ball, caught up bullshit, and accepted less, settled, and denied the truth, and all those things for immediate comforts, for what they assumed as power, wealth, importance. No one played the long game. And like I said, I'm not fully aware of like the deeper my roots are. But a lot of the times, ancestral work, you feel like it's a wig. Ancestral veneration, you feel like it's always coming to terms with the decisions and choices your ancestors made, which y'all's sacrifices, the real hard work, the real gifts and skills, the gems that we possess naturally, y'all did y'all best shit with those things. We can give you your flowers on that. But another part to this is accepting where, no, you dropped the ball and now I have to clean this up. Not because I'm mad at you or because I hate you or because I feel like you just gave me this great disservice, but the only way forward is like this. So get the fuck out the way. Like, it's bigger than me and you at this point. And for the most part, my ancestors be on it. They be like, yeah, come on, that's our bullshit. We finna clean it up. Sometimes they like, come on, we not ready. And I get it. Because I got some stuff within me that I'm not ready either, even though I'm ready, type shit. And so, it's a lot of double-edged sword kind of activity going on. And I truly feel like I have to get more open, more raw, more real about the things that I feel, sense, see, and everything. Because wrong or right is relative. It's not wrong or right. It's not about that. It's relative to what's happening. The things that I'm feeling is signaling and exposing and allowing me to see what I need to see. I am willing to speak. I am willing to be the voice that I need to be. But I am not doing it at the extent of my safety, at the extent of my, like, I'm already uncomfortable. I'm not looking for the comfort that you're thinking. I can't be played with. I don't mind the truth, bro. I just don't got time for people who do. Keep them where they are. I don't want to have no conversation. I don't want them to understand me. I don't want to be viewed a certain way. What the fuck? Make sure I get see that motherfucking car again and handle that. Like, you sat here, watch me get out your way and still almost hit me. You just don't give a fuck. People just ignorant. Gonna be in a spiritual hell behind me. Fuck a physical jail or hell. People know not what they do when they step to certain people. That's why, like, lately, I just be like, yeah, okay. Like, when people do certain things, I'm like, damn, you really at war with God. You really at war with yourself. You really at war with nature, because I ain't do shit to you but exist. Like at work today. Literally went in trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be. The lead, just do this. Like, don't know nothing. Don't really, like, it says a lot about, like, I could sit here and complain and talk about all the things that is problematic and a red flag, but it says a lot about the person who can recognize all this stuff and sit in it and stay in it and not speak up and not move accordingly. And it's like, there's one or two things. You can speak up and hope that it change. You could speak up and know that it may not change, but you speaking up was important to do. And a lot of times when I've spoken up, it's led to like a negative outcome. So I think I equate me using my voice and speaking up to negative outcomes now. And I think that was the trick that the enemy wanted. But I've already experienced the worst type of shit that can happen to me when you think about betrayal. Like the amount of people who have left me in the dark and who don't even know, like, they're not even really ready to be accountable to fuck what they did. Baby, God is holding you accountable for the thoughts you had. You see, we're living in a world where your purity is through and through. It's through and through. But let me use the restroom and I'll be back on here.